Hello folks, so in this video I wanted to show how you can actually try out Codeium. So I'm using the Teams version of Codeium, right? So let me show you what is Codeium first. Not sure why this is not going away. Cool. So this is Codeium. Oops, not this. Codeium. So it's a AI agent, AI coding assistant, right? And it's a free extension, and I have got the paid version from my company. So I'm working in Ola, so I've got the paid version from Ola, right, for my team. So I'm part of the core infrastructure team. So the app is really cool. The service is really cool, and the extension is also pretty cool. So you can actually ask it to explain stuff and whatnot. And for the paid version, you can use GPT-4. I think the base model is GPT-3, 3.5 something. It's really fast though. That's why you can actually see the thunder symbol pretty fast. GPT-4 is slower, but more capable and more accurate and all, and generate longer stuff because it has more token and all that. So more precise code, maybe subject to rate limiting and all that. And so you can actually do search and stuff over here. Ask anything, search. I haven't tried these, and you can also provide context. And my own profile can be seen here. And you can actually ask it to do anything, and you can ask it to like check out functions and all that, right? So, and you can also ask it to explain code, for example. And oops, okay, this is generate Godoc. So I can ask it to explain code, and it'll probably look at the code and it'll say it sets up the command line flags, checks the number of arguments provided, and prints an error message if the count is not 0 or 2. It retrieves configurations for source and destination worlds. It creates clients for the source and destination worlds. It sets tokens for the both the clients. It decides whether to copy all policies or a specific policy based on the number of command line arguments provided. Overall, the main function orchestrates the setup and copying of policies between source and destination worlds, which is what my thing does, vault policy CP, based on the provided arguments. And so pretty cool stuff. So the context that it got was main.go package main get source vault config, vault policy copy all, get destination vault config, and pretty cool stuff. So that wasn't a very nice, it was okay animation. I was expecting a better animation. It wasn't so nice, but nice, yeah. The colors aren't so great, and the circles could have been better. Anyways, but other than that, of course, the app itself is pretty cool. So I'm actually writing down the readme, and you can actually see how cool the readme is also. So it's actually able to understand stuff that I'm actually putting down over here in the readme. So for example, I'm writing down what happens if you try to copy the default and root policies, and that it will throw an error. Let's see if it can actually guess the error, right? And it's able to guess what will I type based on what I've typed before. So and so copying this. Okay, it actually is giving wrong stuff. It'll actually give an error. But anyways, it's fine. So why isn't it stopping? As in like closing this bash over here, right? It should have closed this up or written some more, like say the root policy. Or is it listening to me and fixing things? I don't know. Let me actually get rid of this, right? And you can actually just do this. Okay. I think it's just stuck or something. Anyways, but this is not what happens. Let me actually show you what actually happens. I've already defined the fault CP, so it's fine, and I've defined the source and destination, so I'm just gonna this will actually do from default to root. This is not what we want. This is bad. Default to default policies from source vault to destination vault, and let's just copy this, right? So this will actually do it, is it? Copying source vault, it didn't give any error. Interesting. Let me check what is the code that I wrote here and when it shows this. Right, it says copying source vault policy. It didn't give any error though. Interesting. Oh, it didn't give error probably because, I mean, shouldn't even have called this, I think. Oh no, it's not this. This is only for copy all. So here it would have come, and basically it would have come over here, and there is no error, is it? Interesting. So it will just copy, I guess. Let's just say default copy. Let me look at the default copy over here. Vault policy list, read default, that's a big list, copy. Oh, it can read, is it? How come then the last time when I tried to do this for copy all it didn't work? Maybe only root doesn't work, is it? Let's try for root. Only for root it doesn't work. Okay. So copying root policy and destination node, source policy rules, error. So there are no root rules basically, as you can see. So error writing root was making it so policy parameter not supplied or empty. Because okay, basically there are no root rules basically. You already have list and you read the root policy. There is nothing named root, so there's nothing to copy basically, so you should not copy something named root. Okay, so if you try to copy the root, of course it will have errors. So ignore the root policies element, then ignore the root policy as they cannot be read, right? Can you write to it? Can you write to it saying something, this is the root policy? Let me check that alone. So let me get something over here, right? For example, let me write vault policy list read from root. There's nothing that I can read, so let me write to root. Let's say I write to root as this one, this policy cannot update root policy. Yeah, so clearly you cannot update the root policy, so as they cannot be updated, so yeah, they cannot be updated, right? Cannot update root policy, and ignore root policy as it cannot be updated. I thought it is for the default also, but okay. Yes, it cannot be updated. And then is there mention of any other default? Nope. Cool. And we try to copy root policy from, we'll throw error similar to this, as there's nothing to read from root policy. It's empty. So you basically get empty rule, right? No policy named root, only it says. And if you read from it also, it gives some weird error, I guess. Like, how did it read? This one alone read. This one says no policy named root, but there alone it read. I don't know how. I need to understand how that happened. So help. So can you actually use something like allow secrets? Can you do verbose? So I think you can actually read from the sys. I think it's called sys, like sys policy, so system policy and whatnot. So you cannot update and all it says, right? So in this case, sys policy is root. So basically I'm trying to hit this, right? So can I actually get this vault read or list, let's say? Yeah, I get this. Same thing over here, but this is wrong. Okay, so now if I say read and say I want to read allow secrets, I can read this. For root there's nothing to read, right? Okay, so so it will throw an error similar to the below. As there's nothing to read from root policy, it's empty. So if you say root or something, or you say root abcd whatever, right? Root copy or something, it will not work. So we'll just show that to them. Vault policy. So let's just copy this. Say root, it will give error, right? So just copy this and show it. Yeah, and then we'll show this also, right? So awesome. And note if the vault token or credentials used for the destination vault is not valid or wrong or does not have enough access, then it will okay. So this is actually a copy from my other tool. So I wanted to put down all the problems that can occur. So one moment, let me just so for the destination was one does not have enough access, the tool throws an error similar to this, regardless of if the similar to this. So so let's just give a token that is wrong, right? Something like this. And so I've already given the other tokens properly. So let's just copy something specific, something like this, and it will give error. And yeah, so just copy this down and put this down over here. Cool. So this is true for writing, and for reading also. Let's just put that down. Okay, so we'll just put a similar thing. It is used for the source vault is then the tool is similar to this, right? So let's just fix for this first of all. Root right? And then for source, let me just say blah, right? And then we can do the same thing now. I need to trim a lot of white spaces. Okay, so let's copy this down over here, at least till here, and I think this one is not needed for a destination point that is not present, so this and all is not gonna be a thing because this is related to another tool. So I just copy paste it to ensure that I take care of all of the things. So building, usage, demo, I think demo I should use double, and then future ideas I should use double. Yeah, I think I didn't do this in the other one. In demo here I put a complete big for building and everything I did this. For demo I just put, I think it's a good idea to just put a smaller one. This is a different tool that I was using, and here also I used Codeium, and you can actually see how this Codeium dashboard keeps updating. I think this is on real time, so you can see before it was 74, now it's like updating on real time, and it's showing what languages I've used. I even have a I was using my what do you say, work account, and there so this is my work account that I was using previously, but I'll get rid of this soon. Here also you can see how it shows Golang and whatnot, but currently I use just my main personal account, and so that similar to GitHub I have one account where every detail is mentioned, metadata is mentioned, instead of showing all details in different places, in different GitHub accounts and different Codeium accounts and whatnot. So yeah, so now let's just do this. Let's fix this to root, and this is blah. Let's just confirm this is blah. Echo blah. Yes. Now just copy this. Right. Awesome. So yeah. This. Show that here. Right, and this is also true for copying all stuff, right? Even if you put this also, you can't even list, right? So errors similar to this, those errors similar to this and whatnot, and let's also put the same thing for source token, and destination world token is blah, and copy all, right? And listing will all be good, but writing again will fail, so just show that also, so that errors is similar to this, and you try to copy allow secrets to allow secrets or everything, and it will fail, right? So that's that, and cool. So I think we have the readme ready and have the code also ready, and I also found out something extra, which is only root cannot be updated, and root policy is empty, though when you use CLI it will say no policy named root, because I think they filter out the root. But if you use sys command line, you can actually see the root over here. You can't see it over here, the name are, but I think you can just read using this. World reads this policies, no? And this is this. Cool. So yeah, that's all I had for this video. I just wanted to show how Codeium is doing and also show the whole vault policy CP tool. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.